Welcome to Texas Army Trail. Today we're going to be throwing a little bit of Dubs action just to do a kind of a quick walkthrough. This is actually filmed in August 2024. We've had a couple of hurricanes and high winds blow a bunch of trees down, so I wanted to get a new video for Texas Army Trail. As a reminder, there's 2 locations for most of the pins. They have the same starting concrete standard T-pads for everybody. So let's get going, and I'll point out as many of the different locations and specifically which ones are more common, because a lot of times most of these are in the long, and I know a couple of them are in the short right now. All right, let's go. All right, hole number 1 is in the shorts. I've actually never seen it since they changed this up. There used to be a hole down here. You'll see in a lot of other ones. There's a big hill here, but 348, and about a year ago we switched to Mach 7 baskets that are orange. Very easy to see up on that ridge there. All right, 350, here we go. Put it up enough. Big slide. Nope. All right, looks like we're just outside circle. That is much easier than letting me putt. Nice shot.
Thanks.
Hole 2 at Tat is 365 feet into the woods. It's in the long position. You can see all the dirt in the front. That's where the short pin is, which is about 300. This side is a little bit higher up than that, but it's fairly deceiving because there's almost always a crosswind that you don't notice. But yeah, we can get it there.
Oh, that's, yeah. Nah.
Good thing we're playing Dubs. Well, at least it was straight.
Yeah, I mean, 100%.
Here's where I landed. Probably 60 feet away, and this is where the short pin is from across there. Nice run. A little bit uphill, probably 65-ish feet. Oh, good, I don't have to putt. Hole 3 at Tat. It's either 365-ish, usually into the woods back there. It's almost always in the long position. Today it's in the short, which is about 300 and wide open. So it's just a normal forehand or backhand for here. Usually it's curved around in that little valley behind. It's kind of hard to see, but it's probably about as wide as circle to hit the gap and to go into the deep location. But yeah, we're looking at 305, so let's hit it. That is extremely short.
Yeah.
Good shot. All right, a little further away than we thought, and you can see now where the longer pin is.
Oh.
Nice try. All right, we measured this at 40 feet. I've been practicing on my steppers, so let's see if I can drain this one.
Nailed it.
Stupid disc. It was definitely the disc's fault. All right, we're 1 under going into the 4th hole, and this hole has changed recently. If you haven't played this course in a long time. 2 pin locations. Usually the short is that mound you see right by the tree. We're throwing behind it into the woods, and they changed this to a par 4?
Yep.
Par 4. And it's about 100 feet into that little
110 maybe.
indentation in there that you see.
Didn't flip as much as I hoped it would.
Been letting go real low today. That was an awful throw. All right, we gotta throw it in there. Hope for the best. Hey, I finally threw one where I wanted it to go.
Gorgeous. Gorgeous. Too short?
I
No.
might get a good kick, but yeah, you're hugging the left side.
I'm about 612 feet away from the basket.
So in general, this is in the long. If you look straight below you, that's where the short is. They do make it a par 3 usually when it's short, and it's very close to the entrance. Like I said, it's another 100 feet, give or take, from the entrance. But let's see if we can make a long birdie. Looks like it's about 55 feet. Oh. Nice shot.
Thanks.
Somewhere in between our two throws, it nails. And tap it in for a par. Yeah, one of the most challenging holes on the course. Hole number 5. It's a par 3, 365-ish. It is about 200 feet, and then you have a massive dog leg left. It is really difficult to get there in one, even if you have 400 distance, because it is a almost right angle. You have to throw something pretty overstable or lay up. It's very easy to go bogey on this hole. And of course I hit a tree.
That sound generally isn't good. Give it a nice hyzer and let it kind of just do its thing. Hope for a big skip onto the green, which we know won't happen. That was great.
I didn't hear any
was great.
tree hit, so that's awesome. So I'm standing about 200 feet from the tee pad, and as you can see, it's a right angle, another basically 200 feet to the basket. And Rusty got a great drive, didn't hit any of these really annoying trees. If you hug the left corner, danger is involved because you pretty much always hit these. You want to go out and around to the pin. You want to be hugging the right side on this.
That's the gap I wanted to hit. I don't know if you guys know that. That was grip lock all the way.
Totally not going for this gap. All right, just gonna float this in here and hopefully get a nice circle one putt for par. Unless I hit the tree.
Somebody's closer.
About 45 feet away, because we can't upshot.
Ain't that the truth?
Nice shot. Disappointing bogey.
Hey, good shot.
Oh well. Yeah, I definitely shouldn't have bogeyed after that shot off the tee pad. It was really good. Yeah, just 2 bad upshots, and that'll do it in tat for sure. But hopefully we can get it back on this hole. It's gettable, unless it's in the long, and then it's still technically gettable, but it's a lot easier to grab this one on the short. All right, 325 feet. It is a slow curve to the right. I used to throw a forehand when I was terrible. Turnovers are pretty good because it's a really high ceiling. But you can also do a flip up forehand to get it that far. There's also a down tree behind it, so you probably won't see that. if you're watching this, it'll probably be gone. Behind it, about another 70 feet is the long pin. I'll point it out when we get over there. That disc is too flippy now. All right. Like he's going for the backhand turnover. A little bit more height. And I think that would
Need
be
to,
golden.
yeah, get more height.
Good enough. And past it to the right, you can see that pin right there. That's where the long position is.
It's the thorns I don't
There's
appreciate.
definitely a lot of thorns.
It's the thorns, yeah.
No question. But this is, I should be able to get a little closer here.
Great up.
All right. Par.
I've definitely thought about throwing a curl, but I really worry about hitting and go. You know what? I'll do it.
Yeah. All right.
There's 2 shots, right?
Tell me about this this hole.
Yeah. So hole 7 is the worst hole at TAT. Anybody who's played TAT knows that this is, in fact, the worst hole. So 404, 405 feet to an elevated basket with about 9 guardian trees standing in your way on the fairway.
And it's the narrowest hole on the entire golf course.
By a mile.
It's rough. Hit some, fall down. That was still really good.
That's great distance.
So if you're watching this and you're going to play a tournament here, I strongly suggest throwing a mid-range 250 feet
100%.
and then having another 150 foot upshot, because the problem with this hole is, besides the fact that it's super narrow, is all the trees that'll screw you, besides the obvious boundaries, are right in about 100 feet in front of the basket. So if you throw it 250 feet-ish, you'll have about a 50 foot shot to miss those and lay up for a par. And this hole will 100% gain you strokes on the competition if you get a 3 on it. I have birdied this hole, I think, 3 times in my entire life, and it was with a super massive flip up lucky forehand that went 400 feet, and I still had a 50-60 foot putt. I think the shortest putt I've had is right at circle's edge. But it's a tough one for sure. Especially when you're really super early. So we're about 150 feet away from the pin. And as you can see, this is where the FU trees start. There's plenty on the
This
right.
isn't 50 feet?
Yeah, we're about 150 feet. And unfortunately, because we threw a driver, that's why I said throw a mid-range, it skipped into the woods here. So now we have to get there in 2 to get away with par. Gotta yell hammer. That's why it didn't work.
Is that why? I'll make a habit.
It's all good. You threw a hammer here?
There's one gap where you can slide it up.
I mean, I see it. It's terrible.
If I was your height, I would have done a lean out flex.
Like over here?
Yeah.
Into this bush that's in the way?
No, you go straight out right under it.
Out there?
Yeah.
How far do you think I am?
I don't know, 9 feet-ish. As you can tell, I'm really bad with distance. And he approaches the hammer shot the same way.
There's no other... I mean,
I know.
You already gave me the fun hammer throw, so I'm going to go a little higher, though. I'm going to go over this branch and hope for the best.
Well, that dropped really far back there.
Apparently, I forgot to yell hammer, too, so that's why my tomahawk sucked. But at least I have an open putt from, again, about 55, 60 feet.
Oof.
Nice bid. All right. A bit of nose up.
Par.
That's what I'm talking about. Hole 8, dog leg left. It is in the long position. Again, I will point out the short. It is very rarely in the short. 360 feet, give or take. I usually like to throw it straight at the far tree in the middle, ignoring the right trees, but there is, of course, a bigger hyzer line. You have a very high ceiling on this hole. The thing you really don't want to do is release early and get into the woods on the left, because they're not as thick as this shit, but they're pretty bad, and that'll guarantee at least at minimum a par, and it's pretty easy to bogey this hole if you get off track. So, all right.
What are you throwing?
I'm throwing the Lone Star Disc Curl. I'm going to try to flip this up just a tiny bit, throwing it straight. I'm not going to take the right line. Unless I do, then that's the line I was going for in the whole time. Like I said, I'm going for the right side. I'm going to throw it up there and let it curl to the left, and that's a pretty good shot. A little high, but it's going to be a little bit short, but overall not bad. All right, from the tee box, the short is literally straight as an arrow right there. And if you keep going left, there's where the other one is. And Rusty's looking for his Frisbee.
Boy, I suck at straddling.
Yeah, you're bad at this sport. All right, hole 9, my favorite hole in the course. It is a par 5, 656. It is a big S. It used to be a 4, and I believe it was harder as a 4 because basically the distance between the old pin and the new pin is wide open. So it was significantly harder to get there in 4 than it is here in 5. But it is 300-ish something to the first curve, and then you got to go around like that. So let's try this. We're not going to give Rusty any shit for any bad forehands because he is practicing, and that was pretty good. It was straight. It just didn't hook up.
You just did not, yeah.
I mean, that's
great
good,
line.
Though. You threw it
into that bush.
than you thought. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a little short, but that'll do. All right, my throw kicked into the woods, so we're taking Rusty's. Unfortunately, is not very far. Nice, doing the splits. That's good enough.
Ah,
Get skinny. Not a bad shot.
not where I wanted it to be.
The old par 4 was right behind this dead tree, right about there, which was much harder. Man, if they mowed that grass, it doesn't matter. All right, soft par 5. You know, our first shot was garbage. We still have a 25-foot birdie putt.
It's that easy, y'all. Hi. Hole 10, par 4, 464 feet. It's a forehand backhand. I'm sorry. It's a forehand if you're right-handed through a field goal at the very end. Very simple. Watch me.
Nailed it.
Not even close.
Nice shot.
Little nose up. That's great.
All right, for those of you super confused with Rusty's explanation, this is the field goal
Why
we
wouldn't they
talk
be?
about because you want to get as close to that off your drive as possible. It's about 350 feet, give or take, hyzer to the right to that tree, and then it's about 150 feet from the tree to the pin for a birdie. So we're sitting 2, and let's see if we can get there. I think that was the line. All right, looks like Rusty doing the same thing. Flex, that tree is right in the middle of our way, unfortunately.
That is
putt. Got it.
yeah, that's just too easy.
It's too easy. All right, hole 11 is the easiest par 4 on the course because there used to be a tree right about here that was really big, probably this wide, and now it's gone. It's been gone for 2 years probably. So it is just a pipeline down there, and the basket is in a ditch. You'll see it in a little bit. It's 440 feet, par 4. It's narrow at the beginning, but it widens up as soon as you get past this tree. So let's go get a birdie. Ooh, baby. Ooh,
Last second tree.
oh, baby.
Not bad though.
All right, I'm gonna actually throw this one right, hopefully. There we go. Pipe it down this little fairway, and oh, that did not turn at all. All right, we got about a 200 feet up shot from here to get that birdie.
I looked at the tree the whole time. Now I'm just sad. Yeah, just do that, you moron.
Yep,
Parked.
that's parked. All right. Not as good as I wanted, but that'll play. Is this unattached?
We're about 18 feet from the pin.
18. This is 20.
There's no way.
2 whole feet further,
8, okay. Uphill.
both ways.
Birdie.
Last hole, par 4, was the start of the easier holes in the middle of this course. This is another one. Hole 12, par 3, 230-ish feet. You got to make it between the 2 gap, and it hyzers around to the left. It is a very aceable hole if you can get the line right. And don't hit those 2 trees right there, which is what you always do if you're thinking about it.
He told you not to do it.
I put it in my own head.
Birdie.
All right, welcome to hole 13, the only hole out here I have aced. It is 230 par 3. As you can see, people throw frisbees interesting out here. But here's the tee box, and it is water's on the left. It is 230 feet straight here, and everyone hates this guardian tree, and I do not blame them. I've had many a disc look like it's perfect, only to turn into that and not make it. But that guardian tree is outside circle. I don't know, 45.
I would say 40 to 45.
45 feet away from it. So let's see how we do.
Just a nice soft. Not hard enough.
That's
No
all right.
putt, but it's not hard enough.
All right, I'm gonna do a standstill forehand here. Hopefully turn this just a little bit left and see where it goes. My forehands have been a little low today, so let's see. Little nose up, but that'll get there. That'll putt. There are thorns out here it's at, but not near as bad as some of the local courses, to be honest.
Oak Meadows.
The rough is pretty good here. Okay.
Nice bird.
Thank you. All right, hole 14, 300. It's just a dog leg right. Yeah, dog leg right. Pretty easy. If you can make the line, if you got a forehand or a turnover, it's a little bit tighter for the turnover. And as you can see, this is the normal walkthrough. It's still hurricane damage. So you've got to climb up this hill and then go down the hill. All right.
Hang on. Shit, nope, that's gonna stay there.
Yeah, I was hoping it would roll
Yeah, me too.
all the way to
All the way up the hill, into the basket.
Get skinny. Damn. That would have been really good. All right, this is the very end of the turn. All this is dead trees that's going to get cleared out. So there's a dip, and then you go back up. A lot of people are in this. It's about 270 from the tee box. And then it's 300 to the pin. Little ultimate frisbee throw. Oh,
Great
all
run.
right, you can run it.
Oh,
Nice shot.
I was worried about, so, okay.
Hole 15. This is a slightly unfair hole for most people. There's a short that is pretty gettable. It's still very difficult, but the long is 440 feet par 3. And it's a very big dog leg left. So you have to throw something pretty hyzery that gets around the corner and then flips up and then goes for it to get even a close shot at a par, because there's a lot of random, like I call FU trees, that you can't see around the corner, and you just hope for the best.
So here we go, hoping for the best.
Hoping for the best. The inside line is definitely better because it's not a hard dog leg like on hole 5. It's more of a slightly exaggerated left turn, but it is easy to go early left. And that's too far straight.
You know, I calculated the first tree. I didn't think about the second one.
It was right there all.
Go.
I'm gonna throw the forehand. It's in the short. This is the first time I've seen this hole in the short for quite a long time. If you want to zoom in there, I don't know from your angle, I don't know if you can see it, but the long is a big orange pole across the ditch, which I said is like 360. So we actually have a chance to par this, even with my drive going too long straight and not hyzering over here. But yeah, let's try this. Who put that log there?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's way better.
No step putts.
All right, we got a little death putt here into the ditch. Nice
Oh,
shot.
come on.
And as you can see, it's another 85 feet to the long pin. It's about 46-ish feet, I guess.
Money. Hole 16 at Tat. We got a par 3, roughly 300 feet. I think it's closer to 320. But it is a straight shot, not from the tee box because the tee box is angled terribly, but is a straight shot down the fairway with a slight fade on the left.
Yep. And you can tell it is about 4 feet higher from the tee box.
Roughly my height.
Just to hit, roughly, Rusty. Look how short he is.
Not tall at all. Too high. Wowzer, too high.
Dang it.
Wow, if that was shorter.
Wow, this does suck.
Yeah.
They need to do some maintenance because the grass and the ground and the trees are basically touching now. Nice. All right, this is a new hole. It is 457 feet. I think it's a little bit further now. That's an old sign, but it's about 200 feet to the turn, and the hole is almost this way. It is basically a really big U to get to the pin.
Hey, we're recording this one.
That's good. Yeah, Rusty forgot to record my amazing forehand.
Yeah, you guys saw the one that didn't exist.
I just have to throw a patent pinning.
Or at mine anyway.
That's the line, guys.
All the way to the next hole.
Yeah, so for those who don't know, the hole is that way. Like I said, it's a big horseshoe, and I threw it that way. It should have turned more, but I released too early. Hey, look, it's what I wanted to throw.
That'll putt. Ah, gorgeous.
Little touch.
Gorgeous. Damn you, tree. Nailed it.
All right, so stat correction on hole number 17. It is a par 5 because they dug it out another 100 feet back in that horseshoe. The page says it's, or the sign says it's a par 4. It is in the short, which is in the exact same line as the par 5. Much easier as a par 5. Not even close. Par 4, it's still fairly easy. It also has a much shorter. It used to be long par 4, short par 3. I haven't seen it in the short in a very long time. All right, this is a really good hole. This is a little forehand or a big turnover. The basket is just behind that tree.
It says 230. I think it plays closer to 250.
See if I can get it. There it is. Boom. You got to keep it low because this big bushy tree right here is over that. So if you throw it on a huge high hyzer, you'll hit that and fall OB. It says 230, plays closer to 255, I think, for sure. If you throw a 7 or 8 speed, chances are you'll be up on this hill. It'll just slide up there. You want it to hyzer in. So I will be throwing a mid-range, and let's see how we do it.
Good round.
Good round. Huh.
Oh man, that.
I want to see that. That's like my most overstable mid, and I'm pretty sure I didn't anhyzer it out of my hand.
Tricky.
All right, man. That was a very odd throw for me. I usually park this one.
Or so he says.
I don't know why that flipped. Here we go. Let's partner it up. Let's finish strong.
Yeah.
Went with the safe, throw it really high so it guarantees to get over there because you were terrified of my throw.
I was. It got in my head.
Because we nosed up and we're a little scared, we're a little short.
He got in my head, y'all. He got in my head.
Short like Rusty. Get it.
Ah, shoot. Dang.
Ah, well.
Even better.
Wasn't meant to be.
Eagle!
Nice eagle.
Thanks.
No, just kidding.